Hey y'all, welcome back to Tobacco Leaf Legacies. I'm Cheryl. I am back in my parents' house, and what I'm doing today is a project that I have actually wanted to work on for a while. I think I might have mentioned it in the first video where I walked you around the house and just showed you the rooms and all the stuff, but right here, Mom's Edison record player is what I'm working on today. I have got a stack, which you probably just saw down there, and there's some in a box over here. Mom had a huge stack of these records. I have yet to figure out where they came from. The player is really old. The records are really old. I wish I knew where she got them from. They are not something that she would have purchased, so they had to have come from either her mother, which this is a little kind of too old for her mother, and so then that leads me to her grandmother, and I keep assuming that she got it from one of her grandmothers, and y'all, I just really wish I knew more details about that. But anyway, what I'm doing today is I am taking the records, I am playing them on here, and I am recording them. In fact, I'm just recording them on the same thing that I'm using to record this. I want the music off these records. I have to tell you this story, it's kind of funny. I posted on Facebook, and I was trying to figure out, this was probably a year or two ago, and I was just kind of thinking about what I wanted to do with this as far as recording and all that. And I posted, and I was talking about this and that I wanted the music and all that. And somebody posted, bless them, and they said, why don't you just download the songs online? I don't want the songs from online. I want these. I want this tune. I want these with the pops and the cracks and all the things. And I know that person was trying to be helpful. I mean, obviously, that's the first thing. Why don't you just download the songs online? And while I appreciated that, I guess that's the difference in someone like me versus probably most people. That is what most people would probably do. If they wanted the tune, they'll go online, find it, download it, buy it, whatever you do. But for me, I want these records because it's these records that are my mom's and that were, possibly my great-grandmother's or something like that. So I don't want the nice, pretty, perfect tune online. I mean, sure, if I want to kind of hear what it's really supposed to sound like, whatever, yes, I can do that, but I want it recorded on here, and I want to hear my albums on here. So anyway, let me know what y'all think. Would y'all be the same way? I mean, do you get it? Or like, am I in La La Land? I mean, that's okay. That's okay. We know I'm crazy. It's all right. So anyway, that is what I'm doing today. And I have been trying to get to this, like I said, for probably a year or two since I've decided to do it. I've just had to put it off for obvious reasons. But now that, the stuff up north has come to a halt, we'll call it. It's not done exactly, but it's a halt, it's a pause. I decided it's time to get to this. So let's see if I can get this to work right. Fingers crossed. This Edison phonograph is model A100. They were made between 1913 and 1915 and ranged in price from $150 to $250. The diamond discs, so named because the phonograph was fitted with a permanent conical diamond stylus for playing them, ranged in price from $1.15 to $2.25 and could only be played on Edison machines. They're almost a 1/4 inch thick, and contrary to them being called 78s, They actually need to be played at 80 RPM. Edison claimed that his discs could be played 1,000 times without wear. It's interesting to note that he didn't choose his music from what was popular. He chose and had pressed mostly what he liked. He preferred simple melodies and basic harmonies and disliked jazz. This created tension at the Edison Company, with the staff fighting with him over choices of titles that he issued. Initially, Edison relied on molded labels. A plate was pressed into the record surface with the information, but they were very hard to read. In 1921, the paper labels were used instead. Some labels have a red star on them. I have at least 3. These were issued in 1923 and 1924 and were officially known as General Group Records, which were by artists of uncertain popularity, according to Edison. By 1929, times had changed. Radio began to take over, and Edison stopped producing the discs.
It rained all night the day I left the weather, it was dry. The sun so hot I froze to death. Susanna, don't you cry. Oh, Susanna, oh, don't you cry for me. I've come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee.
Okay, that was awesome. while I am doing that project, I just thought that I would show you real quick. Remember this, what do they call it? A dry sink? Remember I got this 3, 4, 5 months ago, something like that. I saw it in a antique shop and I fell in love. I've always wanted one, and I knew that this would go really nicely with my grandparents' bedroom set from the 40s. Now, I didn't have anything to go in it. We've got a couple old pictures that were my grandmother's and possibly her mother's, but we didn't have a setup like this. And so the other day, I say the other day, it's probably been a month or two, I was in just a little thrift store that I usually go in, and I saw this. I've seen it before. I saw it a time or two, previously when I was in there. And of course, I didn't get it because I didn't have anywhere to put it, but it was really pretty and everything. So when I saw it that time, I just went, I got a place to put it now. I'm so excited. Let me show you. So that's a little bit better look at it. You'll see this pretty green. My grandparents' bedrooms in the house were a very similar green to this. So I loved it for that reason. But then if you look, let's see, kind of show you here. See the strawberries? Isn't that cool? Well, Mom, I think I already told you about the house in here. Mom liked strawberries, and she decorated with strawberries in the kitchen. And so I just thought that this was perfect. I needed something to go with this anyway. It's got the green to kind of remind me of the grandparents, the color of their bedroom back in the day. And then it's got the strawberries, and it kind of ties in with Mom. And so I just thought it was a perfect fit. So like I said, while I'm in, the middle of, recording this stuff, since it's right here, I just wanted to show you that real quick. It's really nice when things like this all come together, and I cannot wait to get it to the mountains. Now, my mom just had these in a box. In fact, they've just been in a box for, well, all of my life. And I'm assuming that's how she got them originally. So when I decided to do this project, I thought, I know trying to get original sleeves is not going to happen because that's pretty rare. I joined a group on Facebook. I'll probably just type the link right here for you to see. They are, if you have these records, if you have a player, if you have questions, they are a wealth of information. So I encourage you to, join that group. But that's where I saw that, trying to get sleeves is like original sleeves is almost impossible. And I mean, not to mention that, but at this point in time, they're so brittle that it just really isn't going to do any good. But I did want to put them in something to protect them instead of them just being in a box. And, I mean, they've already got scratches on them, but let's not add more, right? So what I did, one of the sleeves that group on Facebook suggests are these. Okay, these are Discophile, and I forget the website where I got these. I'll put that down here too so you can check them out because they've got a ton of other stuff. So I got these because they are really very sturdy. And so I thought, okay, well, this will be good because, these records are thick. They're very thick records. So that'll be good. And then what I did was I went online and I found a couple images of the original sleeve. And I thought, well, let me just kind of clean it up in Photoshop and I'll print it out and just kind of make my own. So you'll see with this, after I got them printed at my, local Staples, Office Depot, wherever it was that I went, I just got a rotary cutter and circle cutter, whatever you want to call it. And I went around to cut the circles out of the middle. And of course I had to go back there and clean them up just a little bit, but they weren't too bad. And then I just took double-sided tape. I Actually tried out a couple with like glue, like a glue stick kind of thing, and honestly the double-sided tape just worked much better. So I went ahead and did that all on the back and then just secured them down to the Discophile, and they were ready to go. So this is what we did here. So that is an image of the original sleeve that the records came in. And like I said, I just, kind of cleaned it up a little bit, cut the holes out. But now each record has got its own little sleeve, and it's kind of as original as I could get. I am pretty happy with these. Now, the only thing I need to get is something to put them in. I would like to get something like, I don't know, an old wooden milk crate, maybe. Something like that to be able to put these in and keep them safe and organized. Okay, y'all, this project is complete. I hope you enjoyed some of the history about the machine. There was a lot that I did not know, just a lot that I did not know, because we've had this for so long, but of course Mom never really used it, never really told me much about it, so there was a whole lot to learn. But they are really a very neat player, and it's just so old. I just love it. I love it. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing this. Do you know anybody that has one of these? Have you ever seen one? Maybe you have one. Let me know. Let me know. But yeah, I can't wait to get this up to the mountains and maybe tune it. I might try to see if there's a way to, kind of tune it up a little bit, clean it. I don't know, whatever it is that needs to be done to it, because I want to be able to use it a little more regularly. All right. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And as always, time is precious. Carpe diem. Seize the day. I'll see you next time.